In this massive, crowded field of AI, some of the biggest players might not be who you think. Today, we're going to dig into AppLovin, a company that some analysts are saying is an absolute AI powerhouse, just kind of hiding out in plain sight. So are they right? Let's find out.
I mean, let's be honest. With all the buzz around AI, every single investor is asking the exact same thing. In a market that's just flooded with hype, where's the real money being made? That's the billion-dollar question we're tackling today. To really get why AppLovin is taking off, we first got to understand the wild, chaotic market it's operating in. So let's start there. Section 1, a market in chaos.
Okay, so right now, the tech world is in total turmoil. Some people are even calling it the SaaS apocalypse. You've got these traditional software companies, and their stocks have just plummeted. We're talking 40, even 50%. And why? Well, it's because investors are looking at these old business models built on, predictable manual work, and they're asking, how can that possibly compete with new AI that can do all of it instantly? This kind of chaos, well, it creates a huge opening for companies that have AI built right into their DNA from the start. And that brings us right to AppLovin. This is a company that's not just surviving the chaos, it's absolutely thriving because it has a secret weapon. Let's pull back the curtain on that in Section 2.
So, at the very heart of AppLovin is this technology called reinforcement learning. Now, what's so cool about this is that it's a type of AI that learns, well, pretty much like a person does, through trial and error. It's constantly making decisions in real time, figuring out what works, what doesn't, all to get better at hitting a goal, or, in this case, to maximize a reward.
So how does this actually play out? Their engine is called AXON 2.0, and it's pretty simple. An ad opportunity pops up on your phone. In a split second, AXON predicts how valuable you might be to an advertiser. And then, bam, in just milliseconds, it places the perfect bid to win that ad spot. It's this incredible, automated, self-improving machine. And the scale here is, well, it's just staggering. We are talking about AXON processing over 2 million of these ad auctions every single second. That's the kind of speed and raw power we are dealing with here. So why is this tech such a massive deal? Well, you have to remember what happened when Apple brought in its new privacy rules. It basically kneecapped advertisers' ability to target users. AXON 2.0 is seen as the definitive solution to the signal loss problem. It completely solved that issue, and that allowed AppLovin to swoop in and grab huge market share from giants like Meta and Google. Okay, so the tech is seriously impressive, no doubt, but does it actually make money? Let's jump to Section 3 and see how all this technology builds what analysts are calling the AI cash machine. And here are the numbers to back it up. I mean, just look at that bottom line. Net income is projected to jump from under $1 billion in 2023 to over $3.4 billion in 2025. But what's even crazier is the free cash flow. That's the actual cash the business is spitting out. It's on track to nearly quadruple in just 2 years. This is what it looks like when AI isn't just a cool feature, it's the core engine driving profits. But this next slide, this reveals the real magic trick. We're looking at the operating margin, basically how much profit the company squeezes out of every dollar of revenue. It is projected to literally explode from 23% to an unbelievable 72% by 2025. This is what you call powerful operating leverage. It just means that as their revenue goes up, their costs stay pretty flat, so the profits can just grow exponentially. And what does a company do with all that cash? Well, they're giving it back to shareholders. They've just approved a massive new $3.2 billion share buyback program. That is a huge vote of confidence for management about where they think things are headed. Okay. It all sounds almost too good to be true, right? And, well, that's where the story gets a little more complicated. Let's look at Section 4, clouds on the horizon. So the biggest risk, the big storm cloud facing AppLovin, is an SEC investigation into its data practices. And the allegations are pretty serious. We're talking about improper data collection and potentially using something called fingerprinting to get around user consent. For their part, the company says it's cooperating fully and that its main technology, AXON 2.0, was actually designed for a privacy-first world. This is the central conflict investors are watching very, very closely. In response to all this, AppLovin has made some really smart strategic moves to shore up its defenses. They've promoted the guy who literally built AXON 2.0 to be the new CTO. They've also brought on a new independent chairman to tighten up governance and a new chief legal officer who is a specialist in data privacy. They are clearly gearing up for this fight.
But while they're fighting that battle, they're already looking way down the road to the future. So let's move on to Section 5 and see what their next big bet is. AppLovin basically built its empire in the world of mobile gaming, but its next target is just enormous, the $1.7 trillion e-commerce advertising market. To do it, they've built a new tool called the AXON Ads Manager, which lets e-commerce brands plug their products directly into that powerful AI engine we talked about. And what's really fascinating here is the potential impact. Right now, their e-commerce ads convert at about 1.3%. Their goal is to push that over 5%. If they can do that, it would be an absolute game changer. And they've already got big names like Wayfair and ELF Beauty on board testing it out. So you've got this incredible growth story, a major regulatory risk, and a huge new market on the horizon. How does it all add up? Time for Section 6, the analyst's verdict. This table really lays out the whole range of possibilities here. In a bear case, if those regulatory fines are really bad, analysts see the stock falling to around $340. The base case, just assuming things keep going strong, is about $700. But in the bull case, if they nail e-commerce and the SEC issues get resolved in their favor, some analysts think the price could hit $860. So look, the crucial point for anyone watching this company really comes down to these three things. First, you have to ask, is AXON 2.0 still delivering those incredible market-beating results? Second, is the company actually following through on that massive share buyback plan? And third, and this is the big one, what's the next official piece of news we get on that SEC investigation? These are the signposts that will tell you where this story is going. Which leaves us with this one final, really fascinating question. When you weigh the revolutionary AI and the staggering amount of cash it's generating against these significant regulatory risks, is AppLovin a truly historic opportunity to get in on a real AI winner? Or is it a high-tech trap that's just waiting to spring? That is the puzzle the market is trying to solve right now.